You may have seen the headlines lately. American women are giving up on marriage. It's being painted as some kind of feminist triumph, freedom from bad relationships, a boss babe rebellion. But let's ask the real question. If women are giving up, why are they still looking? Why are TikToks filled with women filming men in hardware stores like they're on safari? Why are they updating each other on where the good men still hang out? Just to clarify, yes, I'm a black woman, West African to be exact. My culture, my roots, my mind. I choose to stay faceless because the message matters more than the messenger. But if that challenges your comfort, maybe it's time to ask why. Enjoying the content? Don't worry, subscribing is still free, for now. Hit it before they start charging for honesty. Here's the truth no one wants to admit. Men didn't get left. Men left. And the ones still hanging around, they're not signing up for the circus. Welcome to Shattered Families, where unfiltered truth meets the men who've had enough. Here is a clear, focused summary of the Medium article, American Women Are Giving Up on Marriage by Mav Hamilton. The article suggests many American women are resigned, not liberated about marriage. They are opting out because they didn't find partners up to their standards. Women are too independent now to marry. They are choosing peace over partnership. Many single women, but not men, report being happier than their married counterparts, with fewer seeking romance than in past years. Higher education and financial independence are reducing women's incentive to marry. Without the economic need, marriage becomes optional. Women with college degrees have seen a steep drop in marriage rates, often due to a lack of qualified male partners. Political and educational divides, liberal women versus conservative men, also add friction to modern relationships. But let's dig deeper. Most of these women aren't celebrating, they're coping. They wanted marriage, but the men they want don't want them back. Instead of lowering standards or self-reflecting, they rebranded disappointment as independence. Modern women aren't giving up on marriage because they no longer want men. They're giving up because they can't find the kind of men they want. They had a checklist: emotionally intelligent, financially successful, tall, educated, politically aligned, non-controlling but masculine, and the pool of men who fit that long list is tiny. So instead of adjusting expectations, many women say, there are no good men left. Men are intimidated by strong women. I choose to be single. But underneath that is disappointment. The partner quality they expected, and were told by feminism they deserve, just isn't showing up. So they rebrand the situation as empowerment to protect their ego.
A woman's value that she adds to a man is something that you cannot even put a price on, baby. It is something that you cannot even look at the amount, because guess what? What we're doing is we're elevating you and we're growing you in a way that you could not even imagine. Why do you think that all the politicians are married? I built every single man up that I've ever been with, baby.
All right.
When they leave me, they're in a much better position than when they got with me, and that's a fact.
The very last man you was with, how long was that relationship?
3.5 years.
When you met him, was he a millionaire?
No.
When you left him, was he a millionaire?
No.
You ain't made nobody nothing. A lot of these women talk about what they could do for a man and how good they are. Y'all ain't made nobody nothing. A lot of y'all have an overinflated ego. You're not bringing nothing to the table but problems, attitude, and tarnished and zesty coochie.
I don't know. So
check your attitude. No, check your attitude, because y'all are not all that.
Why do you think men deserve less?
Because they're not doing more. We used to, and I don't want to go into this rhetoric, but I think
no, you should go into the rhetoric. We got time. This is all about you.
People get what they put out, and I think that like we used to live in a world, and I'm not just talking about financially, because I don't want the brokies in my comments. No, I've come to the conclusion that I'm probably going to be with someone I make more money than. So y'all could cry somewhere else. I'm a trust fund baby. I don't need y'all. Anyway, back to the story. I think that men should actually find God. That's what y'all should do this year. Y'all need to be led by a real man, and Jesus Christ needs to come save the men that are on this earth, because the ones y'all sitting down, they got a short fuse. They not really connecting all the way.
Men today are vilified, shamed, mocked for wanting traditional values. In past generations, men were expected to be providers, protectors, and leaders of the household. These roles were not just societal expectations, they were sources of pride and meaning. Today, however, traditional masculinity is often portrayed in negative light. Terms like toxic masculinity dominate public discourse, blurring the line between genuinely harmful behavior and healthy male traits such as assertiveness, stoicism, or leadership. Another thing is legal risks, divorce court, social stigma, emasculation in the home. One of the most cited reasons men are opting out of marriage is the legal system. Especially in Western contexts, unfortunately, it is creeping into the legal system in Africa. Divorce court outcomes frequently favor women, particularly in child custody battles and alimony decisions. Men worry about losing access to their children, their homes, and a significant portion of their income, sometimes for years. A man who expresses a desire for a traditional wife, one who values domestic life, family roles, and mutual dependence, is often mocked as controlling, insecure, or regressive. Feminism told men they were the problem, so men walked. The rise of men going their own way, MGTOW, is not about bitterness, but about self-preservation. Some men have simply chosen to disengage, from marriage, from fatherhood, and even from serious relationships. And when enough men walk away, it's not just a personal choice, it becomes a cultural shift.
They did not tell us that all of that, being my own person and I'm independent, would lead to separation, loneliness, celibacy, and lesbianism. They didn't tell us that if you give up the man, you're going to take one of these things and it's worse and it will destroy your nation. They made us think that it was some kind of glorified position to brag about the fact that I got my own job, my own credit card, my own car, so I don't need no man. I don't even know how we got that mixed up. Ain't none of that got nothing to do with being with no man. We have some serious relationship problems that nobody has been able to address us on because everybody wants to pretend that this is not going on. Over 60% of our women are single, widowed, separated, or divorced. They don't have a man.
I used to be a feminist, but then I got married. And before you say I got married to the oppressor, my husband is probably the biggest women advocate I know. I realized how much some of these so-called feminist beliefs negatively affected my marriage. The problem is that in a lot of cases, we women walk into a relationship and start unconsciously making our men pay for what others have done. And that's not fair, ladies. At what point did we start to generalize and paint the male figure, the entire man race, as the ultimate enemy? The funny thing is that as women, we don't want to be generalized, but somehow we don't have a problem doing it with men. We think that's okay, right? Make it make sense. We can't demand equality while inflicting inequality, ladies. That's not how it works.
Whoever fought for women to get jobs, why? Why did we do that? I am so tired. I want to just put my feet up. Oh my god.
First, girls, serious advice. You need to stop making decisions and choices. Find a man in your family who is sensible and who really cares about you. And just take their advice seriously. Also, abandon feminism. It's truly poison. Okay, you guys are all just like really misogynistic.
What is misogynistic about his statement? I'm just asking how you define misogyny.
Can I go?
Are you okay? Like, do you want to go as in leave? If you want to leave, you can leave. I was hoping we could continue having a conversation, but
I think that was the first time in her life she was faced with like the truth of and the consequences of her actions. And
I think
women were told they could have it all. They were told not to settle. But now they're 36, childless, burnt out, and blaming men. The modern women's expectation rose so high, most average men no longer qualify. They became men to compete with men, and now don't understand why men don't want them. And those high-quality men? Many are avoiding marriage because they don't want to be reduced to a checklist or risk losing everything in divorce. You want a traditional man who makes six figures, but you bring masculinity, ego, and debt. That's not a partner, that's a business merger.
I literally cannot express in words how badly I want a relationship. And I'm so embarrassed to say that out loud. I literally made a whole spam account because I'm so ashamed of wanting it so badly. And if I talk about it on my main account that everyone in my life knows, then they all know that I'm a fucking fraud. I am just so tired of dating, and I don't know what it is about me at this point. I've had one relationship and it was terrible. He was insanely abusive. And
where are they? Where did they go? I saw a TikTok earlier today that was like, the women are out there, they're joining clubs, they're doing things, they're getting all the hobbies, they're putting themselves out into the world. The men are not doing the same. So where are they? Where do they live? Because I'm yet to find one.
You're not going to find a man at a club. You're not going to find a quality man at the club. I'm letting y'all know that right now. He's not going to be at the club. Most of these men are at the grocery store, the library, country clubs, okay? Go to a country club, go to a winery. These types of places are where you can find good quality men at. Speaking for experience, start going to art galleries, start going to events where they're doing nonprofit, stuff like that.
For my job, I occasionally have to go to Home Depot to pick up some stuff for my employees. And I'm going to go in there and pretend to look lost. I'm really, really bad at pretending I'm stupid. Funny thing is, I know exactly what aisle in Bay I'm going to, but I'm so excited for the flowers. JK, I actually don't know where I'm going. Cool. Ugh, I remember picking out a butcher's block for my ex-boyfriend's house. I did way too many wife duties for that man. Bust. I don't think there's a man in there under 50 right now.
Not me at Home Depot looking for the unmarried men. All I see is a whole bunch of short men that look like they ain't got no handy skills.
Happy Sunday. So, it's Sunday. Sundays are for sports. Guess who loves sports? Men. Women love sports too. I'm just not one of them. Go sports. Okay. But I am cosplaying. I'm going to a watch party for the Eagles game. I gotta have on my paraphernalia. I mean, duh. It's gonna be men there. That is my sole purpose for going.
Here's the kicker. These women are still searching. TikTok is full of women tracking down where the good men are. Gym bros, grill masters, men fixing fences, all get filmed like rare Pokemon. If women gave up, the search wouldn't be this desperate. I can tell you many modern women still want to get married. They just don't want to put in the work. Women are made to think they just need to exist, usually relying on looks, vibes, or surface-level traits, and expect that to be enough to get and keep a partner. They're not willing to grow, adapt, put in the effort, accountability, growth, compromise, or do the emotional, relational work required to actually sustain a marriage or a relationship. They want love to find them, not for them to become someone worth loving. Women want the rewards of commitment without the responsibility that comes with it. She still craves the fairy tale, but rejects the reality.
A lot of men do not do well with emotional intelligence. As a matter of fact, a lot of men do not know how to be emotionally intelligent. They do not know when to say things, how to say things, read the room, and of course, understand how to express it at the appropriate time. But on the flip side, the women are doing way better with emotional intelligence.
The male loneliness epidemic is just a bunch of men in the 40s and the 50s that were players in the 30s and the 20s that now decided that they want to settle down because no one wants them, because they've got a receding hairline and they're going grey and they're using just for men. You see, every man meets one woman in his life that he never forgets. Only one. And usually they fuck it up with this woman.
I know with the way society is right now, a lot of us women probably will not be mothers, will not get married, will not have the life they almost always dreamed of. But am I the only person that thinks there's actually some benefits to this? Women are more of a delicacy now instead of some fast food that men just want to eat and throw away. I think it's a beautiful thing. Watching the research and what everyone is saying, we are waking up. We are deciding that we want better. Our standards have risen. We have risen up economically. We would rather be alone and in peace versus entertaining some man who drains us of our life force and energy.
Men are so used to having no emotional intelligence that they'll tell you how they abused someone and not even realize that what they were doing was abuse.
Let me tell you something right now. A man that is not emotionally intelligent will never understand how his actions could have hurt you. He will always think that, well, it wasn't that bad. And he will also think that because it wasn't his intention that you'll be okay. You will never get that man to see the effects of what he did to you. So you have to do one of two things. Accept the fact that he'll never really understand it. He'll never really get it. So there's a possibility he's going to do it multiple times, or you could choose to walk away.
Women say men are lonely because they are emotionally stunted. Or let me just say in their own words, men are not emotionally intelligent. There you go. But then doesn't society shame men for opening up? The modern woman demands financial strength, emotional availability, and also silence in the same breath. And this is why men are walking away and, well, probably not coming back until there's a revolution, an overhaul, or total breakdown and start over. What do you think, fellas? Men are turning to peace, solo travel, hobbies, even passport relationships. The men who would have built families are now protecting their sanity. You say you gave up, but men were never invited in the first place. You wanted the ring, not the responsibility. There you have it. I wonder when this delusion will end. So no, modern women didn't give up on marriage. Marriage gave up on them the moment they chose ego over partnership. And men, they're not hiding, they're healing. They didn't vanish, they just stopped signing up for a losing game. See you in my next video.